A star seeking to cast the skies beneath its shadow. A beast as cunning as it was debauched. These forces nearly toppled multiplex worlds. Though life survived, the battle left a scar. We now saw the fragility of existence. This is one iteration of the Sky Realm. A blue expanse abandoned by the gods, where islands float among drifting clouds. The astral Beelzebub sought to conquer this and other dimensions by warping causality, the laws of the universe. But the serpent Belial drained Beelzebub of his powers, channeling them towards the resurrection of his creator, Lucilius. When all hope seemed lost, a crew of Skyfarers thwarted both Astral and Serpent. Thus, the skies were saved, and time flowed on. It can't be. Doomsday. It's here.
Sleep well, sweet Messiah. Nights have been lonely without you. Why don't you hold
Inverting causality takes precedence. Let us head out.
I always did like professional types. They're so sharp and forceful. No prep either. It's bold of you to go straight in.
Mission complete. Took longer than expected.
Gran, Jita, you were amazing out there.
Look at you two, keeping trash off city streets. But even heroes have to rest, you know.
Catalina's worried about both of you. She says you're going to work yourself sick.
I get this goblin hunt was sprung on you out of the blue, but if you'd gone back and grabbed more crewmates, you wouldn't be out so late.
You're right. It's just, I've been feeling antsy, you know? It's been so quiet. I keep getting reeled in by every chance at action.
Besides, the crew just had their memories patched back together. They deserve the rest, and we need the training.
She's right. It might be calm now, but this is just the eye of the storm. Beelzebub's still out there, and we all know he schemes as easily as he breathes.
He's not even the biggest of our worries. Remember what we heard about Lucilius? If he awakens, it's lights out for the rest of us.
He almost destroyed Jita's world. We can't let him jeopardize ours.
Singing Big Daddy's praises. Music to my ears.
That voice!
Belial!
I can tell you missed me, Singularities. Can almost see tails wagging. Don't worry. I've brought a treat for you puppies. A certain someone you must be dying to meet.
Who?
Lucilius!
That's him?
He really did it! He dragged Psycho back from the dead!
It's been a while, so let's talk before getting hot and heavy. Watch the stars, be kissed by the breeze, make this time special. We used to be so rough, impatient, but if we knew one another better, it might engender tenderness.
Commencing test. Stand aside.
This'll be a turn-on.
Gran, sword up! He's like nothing we've fought before.
We'll pull through this.
Singularity. Know that this time around, your gods won't save you.
Lucky for us, I'm not the type to need saving.
Take him down! Gina!
This ends here!
Commencing test. Paradise lost. This is the extent of your power, Singularities.
Westvale.
Jita!
No, this isn't...
Lyria! Why? Is it the life link?
Illyria shares Jita's pain, and I...
The lifelink serves as an indirect tether between the singularities. An intriguing oversight of causalities, but irrelevant if all three perish, die.
Illyria... Jita... They... need me.
Hey, those are my friends! You want them, you're gonna...
Paradise lost.
Pent up much? That release of yours blew up an island.
They survived.
You sure? Their real estate's gone. And it's a long fall to the pit of the sky.
Quite sure. The gods insist upon meddling. Expected, but irksome nonetheless. Leave the singularities for now. We'll return to Point Zero and relay the groundwork for the grand finale.
Perfect. The longer the setup, the sweeter the climax.
Zephyr soft. Deliver her from the valley of death. You can breathe easy now. The danger's past.
Thank goodness! We should be thanking Magic Man. If he hadn't blown in, we'd have blown up.
Paradise lost.
Tempest fell. Bear them to safe haven! Oh, no, please. No thanks required. The Singularity and I are friends. And so I thought, were we? Look at my face.
I'm really sorry.
Patchwork memories. Two singularities. Mixed together dimensions and chaos bubbles to the surface. But that chaos is what drew me here. I have a mission to see through.
Before we change topics, mind telling—
Of course. Ahem. 'Tis I, War God.
Grimnir! Yeah, I know.
Singularity! Huh, you came too? And you—
How could I forget?
Cheetah,
I've broken that promise before, and I'll break it again. But—
Ooh, time for take two. Feels great to be back among friends. That includes you, Red Dragon. Girl in blue?
right. Cool to have you on board, Windy Miguel. I'll just call you Windy for short.
Or guess we should say back on board.
Make that a welcome from all four of us, Grimnir.
Ah, the other singularity! Glad to see you back amongst the living. I consider you a friend as much as Jita. I'd better tell you why I'm here. It's a winding tale and you're barely conscious. But there's no time to rest, I'm afraid. This world is being consumed by chaos. It began with Beelzebub's raising of dimensional barriers. Gran, you were alerted to Beelzebub's plan by the cracking of causality, but it was too late. The barriers had been shattered. Two singularities were washed ashore on a single plane. But Gran and Jita weren't the only things the tide rolled in. There's also the fallen angel, Belial. With the fabric of existence threadbare, he forced his way back from the dimensional rift. Once here, he set about aggrandizing the chaos. Belial meant to delve back into the rift so he could extract another prisoner. The Lord of Fallen Angels, Lucilius also seeks the convergence of worlds, but not to rule. He aims to draw everything into this sea of chaos. And you all saw Lucilius. His the powers of Lucifer, once Supreme Primarch, though Jita defeated him before. She had the aid of Sandalphon, the current Supreme Primarch. But in this world, there are no angels. There exists none who can challenge him.
What?
Don't worry. All that was just the prologue.
All right. Who are you?
Wait! Oh, that was so uncalled for! Do I look?
This is our house. Well, minus Magic Man over there. The
Wait.
Huh? Who took...
What? You're kidding.
Do we know you?
Gran! Cheetah! Oh gosh, I've wanted to apologize for so long. Oh, but see...
Miss?
Oh, right. So, how I lived here too, which makes us neighbors.
Ouchie times 1,000.
Oops. I am so...
Gran, she...
No?
I feel the same way. All I know is if we met...
It's weird that she remembers each of us.
Maybe you knew each other as kids. You said...
Rayan. My name's Rayan. Gran, Cheetah, you don't need to introduce yourselves. You should hear the stories people here tell about you. Oh, it's so exciting to meet face to face.
Hi, Rayan. I'm Lyria. Do you live in this village? I must have seen you...
We've never really talked, but I'm sure we bumped into each other. Back when I was a good old Zinkenstill citizen.
Something's off. It's not that she's lying. Her existence, it's warped. A ripple in the pond of our universe. She's a greater anomaly than even the singularities.
So, I've been wondering, but you two are ghostly white. Is everything okay?
Right! How could I forget about your injuries? There, a little wind to tuck you in. Now, chop chop, nighty-night, sleep.
I'd better leave you to your rest then. Get well soon.
Wait! Wendy never got to finish his speech.
Lucilius.
Port Breeze vanished overnight.
Port Breeze is...
We were there. We should have stopped him.
No. Lucilius is on the order of natural disaster. There's nothing you or any Sky Dweller could have done.
It's a miracle that you're alive. When I learned what happened, I thought...
She's right. I get that it hurts, and things seem dark. But we can't turn back. We can only grope our way forward. Lucilius hasn't harmed another island. We need to keep it that way.
What's your story, Wonder Boy? Come to beat old Doom and Gloom?
Well, yes and no.
Come to think of it, you never finished telling us why you're here.
Now's as good a time as any.
Ahem. Gather round, gentles all, to hear why I, God of War, have alighted on this sea of chaos. You live in a sky without angels. Angels are the keepers of the 4 elements, which make up the natural world. Their work is essential to all living things, and yet, they don't exist here. Why? The answer lies with Lucilius. Lucilius was defeated once before, by the Singularity and Supreme Primarch, trapped in a dimensional rift. He nurtured a hatred for angels. He saw them as traitors to their lord and creator. All it took was a breach in the dimensional barrier for that vitriol to seep through. It corrupted causality, pitting fate against the angels. Beelzebub provided that breach, and that wasn't all. He unwittingly showed Belial there was a way to bring Lucilius back.
And Belial didn't vanish with the angels, because following Lucilius into the rift got his divine membership revoked!
The whole of time and space has been contaminated, so no one knows when or where the angels started disappearing. There must also be another system in place maintaining the elements, but no one knows what that is either. Only one thing is certain. The world is diseased. It's riddled with abnormalities, including a second singularity, and robbed of its angels. And, like any ailing body, it's trying to heal. That is why I manifested. I'm to be the panacea that will restore the skies to their former state.
You're going to cure our world? But that would take the powers of a god.
I'm no stand-in for a god, but I am a disciple of Primarchs. I can carry out their task of balancing the four elements. It'll be a first step on the path back to normalcy. On the path back to a world with angels. So much is my office. So far goes my tale.
Amazing. We've been sent a divine emissary.
Okay. So I'm following along theoretically. But as a scientist, all this talk of gods and angels is turning my head.
That's what you have to work with if you want to beat Lucilius.
To recap, Lucilius has the powers of Lucifer, right? The Supreme Primarch? The most powerful being in all the skies?
You fight fire with fire and a Supreme Primarch with a Supreme Primarch. But Sandalphon doesn't exist in this world.
Sandalphon. Remind me again. He's the guy who beat the wacko Astral of the Apocalypse alongside Jita?
Correct. Sandalphon and the Singularity. We need both to triumph.
Wait, so you're saying we're gonna revive Sandalphon?
Exactly! The Supreme Primarch and not one, but two Singularities! Got us a winning team!
Right. But let's not forget, first, we have to fix the world.
When I manifested, the Primarchs granted me partial control over the four elements. We can restore at least a part of Fantagrande if I delegate that power. But we'd need primals of considerable influence.
Meaning the ones contracted to islands.
There's Colossus for fire, Leviathan for water, and Yggdrasil for earth. Tiamat's wind, but she was the guardian of Port Breeze.
And with Port Breeze destroyed...
I will wear the mantle of the Wind Primal.
Great. Now we've formed a game plan. Question is, whether Lucilius is going to kick back, relax, and let us have our merry way.
This is Lucilius we're talking about. With one hit, he decimated an island.
The grand finale. I believe that will take first priority.
Efficient? Why iron out the kinks if you're...
Lucilius is nothing if not a logician.
Then why'd he drop in on the captain?
Or as a show of power. Nah, Dr. Evil doesn't seem like the flexing type.
We don't have enough information to piece together his motives. What we do have is an opportunity.
An opportunity to carry out your mission.
So that's it. We're bringing back the angels.
Easier said than done. Unlucky for us, we can't pull a Lucilius and ignore our other problems. What about Beelzebub? Those doppelgangers weren't a pleasure to dance with either.
The doppelgangers. I'd almost forgotten what happened with Seox.
That Seox was convinced your death would stabilize the sky. Right now, everything's a mess. What if one infiltrates the crew under the cover of chaos?
He's right. Doppelgangers can assume the form of any one of us. We need to be careful.
We're gonna need a lot more than that.
I heard about the Port Bree situation.
Lancelot!
I'm glad to see you both safe. When I got the news, I expected the worst.
Well, now that you're here, pick a party. We've got the Angel Array, the Ganger Gang, and the Support Scouts.
I'll help the Scouts. Been meaning to track down Siegfried.
Oh yeah. Wonder where he went.
I'd like the Singularities, the girl in blue, and Catalina to join me in the Angel Array.
Why don't I direct the, Ganger Gang?
I could act as the head of the Support Scouts, but Cagliostro, would you be willing to advise me?
Yes, sirree! This search will be as easy as ABC.
First, we get everyone to their destination.
Right. Let's do this. Hey!
Rayan?
Something wrong?
Take me with you. Rayan, we're sailing into incredible danger. We might not make it back. No, I get it. But I have to see Beelzebub again.
Beelzebub?
Who the hell are you, anyway? What business do you have with Blondie McPsycho?
Oh, well, he passed through the village not long ago. He was hurt pretty bad. Long story short, I lent him something very important to me. When he disappeared a few days later, he took it with him.
Pathetic. Astral, old as time, stealing from a little girl.
I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I was hanging around the house and caught the name Beelzebub. He's got no reason to come back to the village. Unless I set sail with you, I'll never see him again. Please, take me with you.
Stay here. It's for your own good.
If we find Beelzebub, we'll make him return whatever he stole. How's that?
No. I need to take it back personally. I know I'm asking a lot, but that's how much this means to me. Please, I need to get on that ship.
But it just...
Must have lost something irreplaceable if she's willing to risk her life.
Mind if I give the okay, Jita?
Go ahead. Hard to say no after hearing all that. And... can't put my finger on it, but... something's telling me we should stick together. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You won't regret this.
I can feel it, because I've been blessed by the Primarchs. Her causality, it's not normal. It surpasses even the angels.
Baking hot here, as per the usual. Lyria, Vern, you doing okay?
I'm melting. Whew. I got sweat coming out of places I didn't even know I had.
This place is perfect. Here, the heat will act as tinder to the fire element. Girl in blue, the time is ripe!
On it. Colossus, can you hear me?
Titan clad in steel eternal, in thee shall sacred fire burn.
Was that it?
Mm-hmm. All done?
Well, that was no big deal.
Captain, over here. Time for bath time with sister. None of that coddling, Narmaya, really. Thanks to Grimnir's magic, I've never felt more alive. Come on, Jita. If the captain's not at 100, neither's the... I promise.
You went to hell and back.
Eustace, you too? That's only because you're our precious little captain. Now, to the hot springs.
This could have been my life.
Huh? Wait, but
I appreciate your
There's virtue in both work.
About Rayan, I presume? She also has my hair standing.
What do you mean?
She's basically a ghost, Catalina. An entity fabricated from stories and enigma.
She said she was from Gran and Jita's home. I asked around. Not one person on Sinkenstill recalls her past. Couldn't even tell me when she moved in.
We're talking about Beelzebub here. One of the craftiest entities ever to exist. Do you honestly believe he'd borrow something from a child? Only perhaps there's a thread of truth in her tale. But she certainly hasn't shown us the whole picture.
What proof is there she isn't in league with Beelzebub? With the world how it is, we have to believe everyone guilty until...
It's true. We have no proof of Rayan's identity or her motives. But Gran and Jita seem to... And perhaps this is naive, but I do too.
May I interject?
Of course, Ladiva.
Rayan is quite the conundrum, isn't she? But perhaps you should be focusing not on what we don't know about her, but on what we do.
And what's that?
The captains let her onto the ship. Doesn't that make her part of the crew?
That's no guarantee.
And didn't Gran and Jita take to her right away? Sometimes, Eustace, it's important to judge people not with the mind, but with the heart.
Gran and Jita have never led us astray. Why?
Very well. If Catalina accepts her.
Now, mind you, I'm not saying throw all caution to the wind, but let's keep our suspicions to ourselves, at least for the time being. Is that all right, Eustace?
Understood.
Keeper of the stormy...
Wait, that's what we said the first...
Oh, ye of little... That's exactly it!
halfway there. Shops! Shops galore! We're gonna get through my shopping list faster than you can say read.
Oh, you're...
Shh! You hear that? Making him You're not...
Rayan, dear.
It's my... I say that sounds...
So, was your...
Actually, I was with my...
Your crew?
Ooh. Ooh. You know how we say it rains cats and dogs? Well, in a goose day, it rains sharks!
Zombies?
Bee, would you be a dear and flit around for souvenir? It's not every day.
Treasure hunter, beat...
I'm sorry, but that's why Rayan isn't a fighter. She's not war-hardened.
Ladiva,
You also have your doubts, right?
I got the goods, I got the loot! This confectionaries box? Zeta's gonna turn green!
This may be our last shopping trip.
What is... Yeah, and in war, 1 minute can be the difference between life and...
Sorry, Eustace.
Hey, it's...
Rayan, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
It's about the conversation we had.
Oh, which...
The one where you mentioned a crew? You know, the one that brought you to Auguste. As far as I know, only 2 crews have touched down in Zinkenstill.
Whoa, 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 hold on. If I sailed with your dad, wouldn't that make me like, I don't know, old?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it would. Come on, we should get back to the Grand Cipher.
Maiden of the Petal Fair, to sacred earth thy... Great! That takes care of her.
At this rate, we'll have the
Ha!
So, it's... There's Colossus for fire, Tiamat's wind, but she...
And with Port Breeze...
I will wear the mantle. Yes, we'll have...
I can't believe it.
Oh, honey.
There's just one glimmer of light in all this. The descent of the island was gradual. People had time to escape.
My heart goes out to the refugees. I wish we could offer them aid, but it would take weeks, maybe months. Lucilius must take...
There's no time to waste then. We need to neutralize Lucilius.
We're in dire straits. This new astral makes Beelzebub seem like a white-gloved gentleman.
Rosetta!
Oh, Queen of Roses Fair. We've not yet met in this world, but...
And you are? I think I understand the situation, though I'm having a harder time believing it. I'll continue watching over this region.
I'll keep them safe.
Well, Rosetta?
Wait.
Huh?
Why are you here? And why do you look like that? No, I understand. Sometimes the skies truly have... Take care. May your choice bring happiness to the captains.
Port Breeze.
Girl in blue, can you feel it? Tiamat's power.
All right, Wendy.
Breeze of beginnings.
Are we...
Not yet. I may be a god of war, a disciple of wind, but there's a vital... That's faith. Faith is like a great oak you nurture. You must water it, care for it little by little, day by day, until it grows big enough to shelter you. Tiamat spent epics even for a primal...
That's why we... So, what...
You must defeat me, singularities.
Say what?
Just as the feathers conferred power on the island primals, I was invested with control over the 4 elements. Though I can't replace Tiamat, I can proctor the trial of the Primarch. If you prevail, causality will look to the Primarchs to grant you benediction. And when the angels are found missing, they'll be reinstated. There was always the possibility we'd fail to gather 4 primals of power. You didn't think I'd fail to devise a backup plan, did you?
But...
Oh, don't look so sad, Singular. I must ask that you lay it all...
Well, crew, what say we get cracking?
All right, Grimnir.
Come! Face the war god! The mad cyclone! Grimnir! Mortals, test your hearts against storm...
Life's fleeting.
I see their love. Wings of the Primarch fall. Unleash thy hidden power!
Look away.
Oh. Look on death.
You know how.
I see thy love.
We're spiking wind energy. Lumine's not playing around. The dream is over. Everything has an end.
Stay thy course, and with victory sure! I see thy mark. I see thy mark. And away again. Racing coast!
Don't look away. Insignificant.
My one, my death! Take this!
Come on.
Take this!
The dream is over.
Everything's gonna
Flawless. Well done. Thou art worth.
Quest clear.
The winds still howl.
Well done, singularities. And you mortals. Your might towers even to the threshold of heaven.
So, the angel's back or what? I'm not hearing any fanfares.
Finally, we're gonna meet Sandalphon. I'm shaking. It's like reuniting with an old friend.
It's weird, but hearing his name makes me want coffee. With extra sugar and milk.
Same. I'm not usually a coffee person, but there's something different about his. The aroma is magical.
Nothing's happening.
No, that's impossible.
Then why?
It's
Rayan?
Grimnir, you probably had an inkling of...
I did. I can feel it, because I've been blessed by the Primarch. It surpasses even... Now come clean. Just...
Think of me as, the incarnation of chaos. A cage around this world. As long as I'm here, the Supreme Primarch Sandalphon will never be able...
Then you are working for Beelzebub.
No, I'm not. That's why I came with you. But now...
Rayan, what are you talking about?
Let's go back to Zinkenstill. There's a place I want you to see. Once we're there, I'll tell you everything. No more lies about me or my purpose.
Let's see! Over here!
Vayne!
Come on, Suds. As a knight fighting for justice...
You're the best, Vayne.
For the past few days, apparently.
Siegfried has always been a man given to eccentricities.
Maybe it's a bad case of BL.
Mongrel, do not profane him.
Vayne, I appreciate your input.
I've got to second that opinion. But... we... two? How odd. Assuming one is Sir Siegfried, who could the other be?
These skies are teeming with...
This affair smells...
Siegfried.
You created this all by your...
The plan is progressing smoothly. A mere simulacrum, but potent nonetheless. Without the ravages of chaos, we've reached the plane where that is why this is World Zero. In all senses.
Well, it looks impressive. But can it perform?
Well enough. With the tools before me, I can execute my plan. Their precious tower, Edamananki.
Tell me more about how you...
What became of Beelzebub?
Oh, he's a delicious toy. Must say, though. Fixed causality?
Well, you can't. Because you've already lost to him. I expect you to scrape together what's left of your wits.